future of planning projects, improving public spaces, and winter in the parks. We'll pull it all together next on Planet Montgomery. I'm Michael Brown, and this is Planet Montgomery. County planning and the governor's office may not seem interdependent, but newly elected Governor Larry Hogan has the power to halt major transportation projects already lined up and ready to go. We'll hear thoughts from Planning Chair Casey Anderson on this critical juncture for the future of the county. What goes in between buildings, along streets and sidewalks, and in plazas is important when it comes to building a community. We'll learn about the unique series of design meetings that gave Silver Spring residents a chance to weigh in. It's a completely different experience visiting Montgomery County parks in the winter. We'll learn what the County Parks Department is doing to make those trips safe and enjoyable. But first, let's go to the latest news from Park and Planning Headquarters from Bridget Suiso.
Welcome to Plans in the News. I'm Bridget Suiso. The Westbard Sector Plan has been in use since 1982. 1 mile from the D.C. border and close to Friendship Heights and Bethesda, Westbard is served by 2 major roadways, River Road and Massachusetts Avenue. Over the years, residential neighborhoods were developed around this mostly commercial, industrial area. The Westbard Sector Plan is now being revised at the request of the County Council.
Well overdue, past 32 years.
Mark Diocampo is one of the lead planners for the project. He says it's about shaping a 20-year vision for this community.
Westbard, it is a suburban sector plan. It's not a transit-oriented community. However, it does serve a very local, community-driven purpose of small community retail and some light industrial that was there way back when the B&O rail used to come by, and how we could go and really kind of reinvigorate, update the suburbs which were built back in the 1950s and 1960s and partly into the 80s, and bring it up to the 21st century.
Recently, planners held a week-long community charrette on the proposal where residents, property owners, and business owners contributed ideas about the area. There were plenty of new ideas floated at the meeting, but there were also concerns about school capacity, open space, and traffic.
They're concerned about traffic. They're concerned that any new development will result in traffic problems. There is a perception in Westbard that the traffic is not working very well today, so we're working very closely with our traffic planner, especially Matt Folden, to test any models or to model any solution we come up with to make sure that it works. And if it doesn't work, come up with good solutions for making sure it does work.
The charrette process is helpful because it brings people together in a setting where they can hear from each other in a hands-on process. Westbard is an example of a finer grain plan that includes a focus on transportation and land use, but also incorporates urban design and detailed economic analysis.
And really look at how buildings interrelate to each other, how community services really interrelate to each other, how they play off of each other, how can we go and create good community design by looking at the more fine-grained details, and that's where we get into streetscape. That's where we get into looking at how can we go and get certain park connections by modifying or changing things to the built environment.
The Westbard plan will move out of the concept stage when retail and traffic studies are complete. In the end, both planners agree, creating a community that most benefits the residents is the ultimate goal.
How do you accommodate growth in the county such that we do not go and add to the negative effects of suburban sprawl?
This plan is not done, it's just starting. And that we're going to refine everything, the plan based on everything we hear.
It's a first for Montgomery Village, a master plan that will envision the next 30 years for this planned community in central Montgomery County. Montgomery Village consists of 2,400 acres, and it was initially created in 1965. The purpose of this plan is to look holistically at Montgomery Village and expand on the visioning exercises conducted by the Montgomery Village Foundation.
This plan actually has never been a part of a discrete master plan. It's been in the plan areas in 1971 and 1985 Gaithersburg master plans, but it never had a specific recommendation in either of those master plans. But it was recognized as being a part of the corridor cities concept.
The County Council directed the Planning Department to expedite work on a master plan for the village to address potential redevelopment scenarios and to assign new zoning categories. The current town sector zoning will be phased out, and the plan will use the county's new zoning code.
So the biggest challenge will be for us to rezone 2,400 acres from town sector to whatever comes out through the recommendation process of the master plan.
A main concern for residents in the Montgomery Village community is the future of the golf course there. The bankrupt course was purchased in 2013 and has been proposed for redevelopment that includes a mix of housing and open spaces. Community outreach has been a priority as planners begin work on this master plan. A series of Montgomery Village Matters sessions have been scheduled for residents to weigh in on the future of their community.
It's important to get everybody involved because you live there, you might work there, you travel to and from there, and the idea behind the whole new town concept, you know, they were supposed to be self-sustaining, and it was under one vision and it was developed a certain way. Now we're moving away from that, so to get people involved to say what they want and love about their community that they want to maintain through the master plan process is really important, both from the residential side and the commercial business owner side.
For more information on the Montgomery Village Plan, visit our website at montgomeryplanning.org/MVP. Plans for improving downtown Bethesda are moving full speed ahead. County planners are currently updating the 20-year-old plan for downtown Bethesda, which is one of the biggest employment and entertainment centers in our region. Recently, planners presented the refined plan concepts to the Planning Board, where the focus is on 4 centers of activity in this down county city.
So these are the areas where most of the people today come and spend their day in terms of activities, whether it's shopping, whether it's restaurants, you know, whether it's just neighborhood service, but they're really the places that people kind of gather. And so we want to expand on those and improve those. And we also see that, you know, we also see those as the places where any new redevelopment or additional density happens, it would happen in most likely in those areas.
Areas which include Metro Center, Bethesda Row and Woodmont Triangle, and the Woman's Farm Cooperative. Howerton says these expanding centers are very active and can be enhanced to make those areas more functional to the community. Enhancements like civic gathering spaces, appropriate placement of retail, and more green space.
It is a great place to live, work, shop, and play already. But from the 94 plan, there are things that didn't necessarily work or that we didn't achieve. So it's really taking Bethesda to that next level, making it innovative and competitive with the development that's going on in the region, so that people still continue to come to Bethesda. And just making it from a pedestrian and a resident point of view, just creating better connections, making it a better place at the street level and the human scale level.
Throughout the process, planners have held various opportunities for the public to weigh in on the plan and recently launched a feedback loop designed for residents to comment on elements of the concept plan that have been presented to the board.
And what this really is just like it sounds. The presentation, which people can comment on, give us their opinion, whether they agree or disagree, or there's a comment box as well where they can add more detail in terms of feedback on a particular section.
It's not too late to give your feedback and weigh in on the Bethesda Plan concepts. Go online to montgomeryplanning.org/Bethesda Downtown. And in the spring of this year, planners will present a staff draft of the plan to the board, followed by public hearings and work sessions on the proposal.